Hey, what is going on, Guardians? TBL here, and as we get closer and closer to the release of Destiny 2's first DLC pack, The Curse of Osiris, we're coming to learn more and more about some of the things we'll be doing in Destiny 2 DLC Pack 1. First things first, a lot of this information is coming from PCGamer.com. They were one of the people who got invited out, and they posted a 10-minute full gameplay footage of one of the first story missions from The Curse of Osiris. The story itself centered around reactivating the power to the lighthouse and bringing Osiris's lost ghost, Sagira. We got to meet her during the Bungie livestream to the lighthouse where we could learn how to reactivate her. The mission had the player guardian roaming around Venus, taking out a bunch of Vex from different periods of time. It's actually really cool. We got to see some of the normal like minotaurs and whatnot, and goblins and hobgoblins, and then we got to see, when they got near the gate that leads into the Infinite Forest, some precursor style Vex coming out. We even got to see the brand new harpy that seems to be all the rage amongst the community, as they are lovingly referring to him as the spinner harpy, as well as other precursor Vex like what we would see in the Vault of Glass. The campaign itself won't take you too long. It's going to be a couple of hours. They mentioned that they saw about 8 campaign missions, 2 of which were substantial enough that they're going to be added to the strike pool, which kind of confirms that strikes are going to be tied back into the story. This is something we haven't seen since Destiny 1. Now after that, we got to hear a bit more about the Infinite Forest and some of the randomization we'll be running up against in there. In particular, they mentioned that Bungie really wanted to hammer home the point that while it's not going to be procedurally generated, they wanted to provide a different experience each time you run through. So it's not going to feel just like a normal story mission where you know exactly where to go. If you've run any of the story missions in Destiny, you especially back in D1 with the story playlist, you get into those darkness zones, you know exactly where those majors spawn, you head right to those doors, you clear them out, and it almost becomes mechanical. And that's something Bungie wanted to avoid with the Infinite Forest. And while, of course, they couldn't talk too much about the Infinite Forest, they did mention that with it being a Vex reality simulator, it's going to draw from all of the corners of Destiny, from all of the antagonists. And so it should provide a pretty unique experience from some of the things we've already experienced in Destiny before. And we'll also be revisiting old locations, so the entirety of the story will not be taking place on Mercury. We're going to be going all around, including back to the Pyramidion on Io. That's like my favorite strike in Destiny 2 right now, so it's such a cool location. It's good that we're going to be seeing some story missions taking us back there. Moving on, while they couldn't give us too many details, we did get some information about some of the new weapons that are going to be available in Curse of Osiris. Of course, Brother Vance is going to be the new public vendor in Mercury back at the new lighthouse, and of course, he's going to have some brand new weapons and armor for you to get your hands on. Here's what PC Gamer had to say. From the Vanguard, they received a new 450 RPM auto rifle with the kill clip perk on it. That might be nasty enough to replace their Uriel's gift, especially in PvE. Which to me sounds pretty good. Kill clip is a fantastic perk. It really works well and does wonders on guns like the Antiope, and I can't wait to see what this auto rifle is going to be promising. They continued on by saying that there will be weathered-looking guns that are destination weapons and can be earned from subquests after the Curse of Osiris campaign has been completed. These are very likely going to be the forge weapons that we learned a bit about during Bungie's livestream, where after you completed the campaign, you'll be able to complete some kind of subquest that's probably going to act like the world quests do when you beat the campaign of Destiny 2, and will allow you to forge brand new weapons that are unique to the Mercury subspace. Finally, they did manage to get their hands on one exotic during their playthrough at Bungie that they were allowed to talk about for just a bit. Here's what they had to say. A Vice grenade launcher called the Colony, which you can briefly see during Bungie's original Curse of Osiris trailer. It uses insectoid robot grenades, which scurry around looking for a target if you miss your initial shot, which, it being a grenade launcher, you often will. Still, I have to say, I grinned every time I fired it. The reload animation even has a frame of hesitation in it, which is either because the clip is magnetic or your Guardian is unsure about handling live nades. Either way, it looks sweet. And indeed, you do get to see this grenade launcher live in a previous Bungie trailer. You get to see it kind of fire out. It happens very quickly, but you do see the little kind of mini insectoid grenades going and seeking out targets before detonating. It does look pretty cool, and I can't wait to see how exactly this thing's going to work in PvP. I want to see exactly how far the little mini insectoid grenades are willing to travel just in case you don't hit your target. But overall, there we go, Guardians. That's pretty much everything we learned from this PC Gamer article about the Curse of Osiris. And you know, it's given us a decent sneak peek at some of the things we'll hopefully be learning a lot more about in the coming weeks leading up to the release of the Curse of Osiris DLC. In particular, I'm really interested in learning what other brand new exotics we're going to be having come forward, as well as what old exotics are going to be bringing back. We already know the Jade Rabbit and the Telesto are very likely making their return. Here's hoping for the last word in Hawkmoon. Hey, a guy can dream, right? But alright, that's it for this one, Guardians. Be sure to let us know what you all think down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to drop a like and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date with all of the latest Destiny 2 information. But I'm out for now. As always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.